choice for editors and artists, Continuum gives you the tools to create better looking images and better flowing edits. The Continuum rate.
All right, everyone. So we had some trouble, but we figured it out. So just one moment. I'll be doing a little bit of relighting. All right, better, right? So good. We had some technical difficulties. That's also because I was live on Instagram and everywhere, so maybe it's getting a little bit much because I'm not really used to doing these streams, and it was a long time. Got yeah, some technical things didn't work out. Anyway, we got it working. We're back, and in today's video, I want to talk about compositing magical effects in Adobe After Effects. We're going to see a little bit of that, some tricks to make it look better and well integrated into your footage. So hopefully after all the wait, you guys are still with me and we can get into it right away. So, but before we start, I do want to talk a little bit about the 5-day deal that is currently going on. So right here, you can see that we're doing a great deal. If I just grab the website here. And so currently, it's ending in actually 3 hours and 40 minutes. And after this sale ends forever. And the reason that I'm talking about this is because all the biggest creators in the industry are actually collaborating together. We have the Cinecom team, we have ourselves, we have Film Riot, we have F-Stoppers, Shane Hurlbut, Boris VFX, all these great, well, these great people, you can see them all here on screen, but they're all collaborating with their best products. And all of these products combined are now at a 95% discount. So it's an insane deal in my opinion. The only deal better than Black Friday itself. And after this, it's completely over. So this deal, this exact deal is never coming back. 3 hours and 40 minutes left. If you didn't grab it, you're never going to grab it. And it has a ton of valuable stuff if you're into filmmaking, video editing, or anything, yeah, film related. It comes, for example, with sound effects, pre-made packs, LUTs, courses. Yeah, it just keeps on going. And one of the things that we added is the magic elements, on which we're going to look into today on how to composite them and how I work using that. So it's going to be quite exciting. You can also see if you scroll down, you have a course for Unreal 5 for beginners. So if you want to check that out, also worth it. And we also have here, if you go down, the Boris Effects Particle Illusion plugin for Adobe After Effects, valued at $300. It's also just included in the entire bundle on top of everything else, which is insane. And we also have the electric pack here from Film Riot, which I also dig a lot. It looks really cool. It's just my vibe, you know. So yeah, tons of things to figure out here. So go and check out the link with the link in the description below, and then it's going to be on your own time, but be sure to check it out before the timer here gets to 0, because after that it's going to be over and this sale is never to be seen again. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that before we get into the video, because one, we're going to be using the magical elements from that pack, and two, it's going to well, yeah, it's an incredible deal that I don't want you, yeah, to lose. So, all right, let's go over to comments for a second, and now we're going to get into these magical elements. So we have NV Productions here in the chat. We have Mies Brent. Thank you. So hopefully you're all getting this live pretty smoothly now. Ethic, finally, the audio is broken. Is the audio broken, or can you guys hear me? So please do let me know in the comments below if you guys hear me right now. Chillin' Dylan, how are you doing, man? You guys hear me? All right, great. That's great. Yeah, after all the technical difficulties, we can get to business now. Let's get it. All right, so in this 5-day deal package, we added these magical elements, which are one bundle of all the bundles included. But this is a little bit of what you can expect when you get it. So these are the elements. I just imported the folder. You can see 2 types of the same elements each time. One's in color, one's in raw. The reason why we've done that is to make it easy for you guys to change the color if you want. Let's say you have this really cool energy ball here. And currently it's blue. You can use it just in between your hands, drag and drop it onto your footage, and it looks great. Let's say you want this in green. Now you take this raw and drag it into a new composition, and then you're going to apply the effect from Video Copilot called VC Color Vibrance. And so right here, we can now go over here and change the color to whatever we want, and we can see how quickly we get results. So that's pretty cool. Also, this plugin is for free. It doesn't come to standard in Adobe After Effects, but it's called VC Color Vibrance. So yeah, that's how you would do that. So now what we're going to do is just go through them a little bit, see what we have to be working with, and after that we're going to choose a few and work our magic on them. No pun intended. So I really like this magic ball, like I said, but that's not really going to work for this type of shot because I'm really casting a magical effect. Thanks, Kartik. Yeah, I'm trying to do all the VFX I can. I just like all the variation in VFX, to be honest. I cannot be the guy that just does one particular VFX over and over again, because I like to grow as a person. I like to experiment with new techniques, get better at other techniques, and yeah, just in all, you become a better version of yourself, right? So that's what I really like. So these elements look so dope. We have some ignitions here. And yeah, I'm saying that they look dope. That's because I made them. So I'm a little bit biased, but honestly now, don't they look awesome? So we have these here, magical explosions, they're called. This one is really cool because we have this a little bit of a color gradient in here. So I'm going to drag this as well into my scene. And so it's better to drag more into your scene than less. And we can always change that later on. This one is also really cool, but this is an ignition. No, so it's on the 5-day deal bundle is not in 5 days that the sale ends. It's ending in 3 hours. The 5-day deal started 5 days ago, and now it's like the last day. So if you still want to get it, you can. Link is in the description. It's 95% off. I just want you to realize how much percent that is. And yeah, it's from the top creators in the industry, all collaborating on their biggest product. So even if you just want to learn on the side by an industry-leading professional and watch some courses, which I'd highly recommend, improving your skill set is going to, yeah, put you less time in front of a computer, and eventually, obviously, once you understand the stuff, And it's going to get you, yeah, better jobs, better clients, anything. Just improving your skills, always worth it. That's my personal opinion. I know that maybe they are like the most boring part, and these packs look more interesting. Wish you also have them. You have packs, you have sound effects, you have lids. So you have lids, packs, everything, but also courses on top of that. So if you don't know what to take, just take everything, right? So, all right, let's continue a little bit more and see the other effects. I really like this one as well, so I'm going to drag that in here as well. And let's see. So this one is really cool. And we have like these really cool shockwaves as well, which if you see them here colored, they look great. Really, really nice. Maybe we'll bring one in here. Okay, so now we have some elements that we can start working on. What I always like to do is just deselect all of them and see one at a time. So I'm going to preview this one and see what we can do with this. This is a basic hit, so maybe I'll use that one later. See the other one? I'm going to concentrate on this one. I really like this one. The first thing that I want to do is bring this anchor point to the center of this magical element. So I'm going to go to this tool here, which is the pan behind tool, and drag it here into the center of the effect. And so now I'm going to change the blending mode. If you don't see that, toggle the switches, and I'm going to set it to screen. And place it right here. And then go to the position where I'm about to launch it off right here. And I'm going to start it right here. And press P on the keyboard and click on the stopwatch to make a keyframe, and now like move forward in time and place it here. And so I also want to scale it up just to make it more noticeable. And if you want this to spike up more, you can just go over here and press F9. Or right click and go to ease. So that's pretty cool. The only thing that I want to change here is maybe the scaling as well. So I'm going to animate that as well. I'm going to click on this, press S on the keyboard, and click on the stopwatch and set it to 25. And set it to 100 here. Or even higher. That's pretty cool. Now what I want to do is duplicate this element and press U on the keyboard. And now I want to go to the position, and this time I'm going to like push it out of the space here. I'm going to also click on the stopwatch for the scale because I don't want this to be visible anymore. And if I go back now, I can see that it's getting launched, or actually this should be right here. And so it's moving and like getting fired. But right here, I'm going to rescale it. So I'm just going to push this together a little bit so we more have something like a magical line. This looks pretty cool. And now we have, yeah, this effect that we're firing off. And we can also toggle the switches again. And now check motion blur. And that's going to make this look a little bit better. Maybe if you want this to be slower, you just put your keyframes separate, or, well, space them out a little bit more. And now you have something like that. So that's cool. Boom. Maybe you want another element to be activated. So this one maybe. And we want to bring this in here. And bring this over here. Press P on the keyboard. Create a keyframe and go over here. Bring it over here maybe. And let's see. Set it to screen. All right, so 268 V Kishore. Please see my comment. I want to ask you something. Ask away. You should just ask whatever you want to ask, and then it's easier to respond to those things. What's going on with everyone? So the thing about the 5-day deal is, yes, it comes back every year, but it's always completely different products. So yeah, in the end, it's a really unique deal. And it's also not being said that it's going to come at the same price. So right now, this 95% deal off, it's probably not going to come back exactly how you see it right now. So if you want to grab your chance, yeah, it's now or never, for real. So yeah, link is in the description for anyone who just joined. Go and check it out, a 5-day deal that is currently ending in less than 3 hours. After that, the deal ends, and it's 95% off of a huge pack from the biggest creators on YouTube here, and well, the space, because also just, yeah, all the bigger filmmaking industries have collaborated with their courses, their packs, their sound effects, LUTs, and just a huge bundle for anyone to create epic videos from the get-go. And you don't need to search all these different packs, you just have all of them all at once for an insane deal, so for an insane discount. So this is pretty cool here. We have this animation. We can also go to the beginning here. Well, add some easy ease to this one, and we can just drag this out. I always play with the easy ease here. That's so important to make things look realistic. What I also like to do is add a new adjustment layer on top of everything, and I also add a shake. And we can actually use the shake, if I search shake, CG Perfect Shake, which is our shake preset, which you can download for free on our website, creatorgalaxy.com. And you can just easily change the values here. So I'm going to set it to 40 or 0 here. And when it hits, I'm going to set it to 40. And then a little bit later, I'm going to set it back to 0. And let's see what we have. And also I'm going to add in some motion blur. To do that, I'm going to uncheck composition shutter angle and set the shutter angle to 180. And that's going to give me motion blur when I'm shaking my footage. So let's see in the meantime, while it's rendering, what else do we have in this bundle that is so nice. For example, we have an entire lighting interior scores, which I find really important when you're doing filmmaking, because taking an amateur to a pro level film is not the camera, it's not the lens, it's not the effects, it's not necessarily the editing, it's how you light your scenes. It's so important to know how to light your scenes. Like at the beginning of this video, you saw how I had this really flat look of light. And then I just went away. I just literally closed the natural light coming in and added the softbox. Let me just show you a difference, what difference light means. And like right here, well, this one is better angle. So right now you're seeing me, I'm pretty evenly lit, and we have a nice darker background. But let's see if I open up the curtain from my window. Instantly, this entire image becomes boring. So knowing how to shape your shot using light, so important. Let me get that back. So yeah, everything that you see here included. Some really cool explosions. You never know, when you want to explode things using VFX, you can get that right here. And of course, our pack here, the magic elements. We have some camera overlays. Whenever you're doing a vlog or a movie and you want to make it look like someone is filming you, you just put that overlay and it looks like that. We have some really cool glitches that just pump up your edit and your effects, and the Harry Potter title template. Then you also get here stock footage from Film Pack, which is super useful if you want to improve your video edits. If you want to get started using, using Unreal Engine 5, then you can start with this beginner course created by the Cinecom team. And yeah, bunch of other stuff that is definitely worth getting For example here, the Boris Effects Particle Illusion plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, which is an insanely powerful plugin for particles. You can even do camera 3D tracking and adding particles in After Effects. It's included in this bundle. So yeah, like I said, definitely worth a watch. Link is in the description, and it's ending in 3 hours and 23 minutes from this moment on. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one. I don't really like it because it's too glowy, and I'm going to take another one right here. I'm just going to solo this so we can see what we are doing here. Maybe you want to use this one. We're going to use this one a little bit later. So I'm going to uncheck this for now and then solo this one. Let's see what this one has to offer. I really, really love this here. So I'm going to use my anchor point, put this center here at the beginning, and then scale it down and go screen, solo it with my footage, and then rotate it into position, scale it up, scale up the magical effect, obviously. Oh my god, what am I doing? So there you go. That's what happens when you go live. There we go. Okay, cool. Press P on the keyboard, hold Shift and press S. That's how you bring up 2 attributes at a time. Create a keyframe for those, go back and set the scale to 0. Boom. And we're actually also going to move the position here, toggle the switches, and make this motion blur. Ooh, yes. That's cool. But it's happening way too slow. So we're going to move it over here and also right click, keyframe assistance, easy ease, go into the graph, select these 2 last ones and push these in. And that's going to smooth out the stop. It's going to look a lot cooler. You're going to see it in the second. Oh my god, change the screen. I'm such a newbie when it comes to this live stream. So all I've done here is added this extra element here so you can see it. And I just animated the scale and position here, and I used a easy ease. So here with the graph editor, we already did that on these elements, so you can always rewind if you don't know how to do that. I'm so sorry for just being on the camera. And so I was clicking on the link here, and you probably didn't see all of this here while I was actually going over the bundle. But yeah, so everything that you see here is included. You can see we talked about monster sound effects, relighting your interior, explosions, art packs right here, and a bunch of other cool stuff, all included in the 5-day deal that is ending in 3 hours. So now everything has been visible on screen. Damn it. I really gotta get better at being present when I'm doing these live streams. Either I create stuff and I create a video afterwards, either I zone into my work, and it's hard to stay connected to all of you guys while I'm doing what I'm doing. Hope you guys understand. Okay. Now we have something like that. Looks cool. And what I also do to fake a little bit of extra movement, because right here we have the camera actually moving off, I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer back to myself. And like that, it fakes a little bit like it has some camera movement. So the link to the main bundle is in the description. It's it's actually createlikeme.com. Right here on the top corner of the video, right on top of me, if you look up, you will see the link, and that will take you to the page. And if you are on the page, you will see that you have a normal bundle and a pro bundle. So everything in the normal bundle is including also these magic element pack, stock footage, courses, a lot of cool stuff already. And then if you move, this is the main bundle. And then if you go to the pro bundle, you have some extra options such as the Unreal 5 for beginner course, how to double your rates, these neon elements, some color grading secrets, and also the electric effects from Filmrite, if I'm correct, should be in this bundle here, right here. This is a complete bundle, including Particle Illusion Pro plugin, And here we have the electric pack, also really cool. After Effects Essentials, LUTs, and yeah, more cinematic textures for music. Let's say you want to do some music for your shorts, always nice to have some original sounds and not what everyone else has. So Cinema 4D or Blender, which is better? That's going to be completely up to you. Yeah, Blender is a great software. I'm not going to lie about that if that's what you are needing. But like, for example, some production companies work with cinema and then they want you to also work with cinema. It depends on what you want to create also. Some things I see are easier to be done in Blender. Some things are easier to be done in cinema. So to be honest, the best is, yeah, a little bit of both worlds, let's say. Okay, so the timing here is correct. And so what I also like to do is then I'm going to play with some tint and with some curves using the effects console here. Tint, I'm going to set it to something like 25, add a little bit of contrast or like however you want. You can take out some of the highlights if you want, just a little bit subtly. And then I like to add an adjustment layer on top of that where I'm going to add the perfect glow. And with perfect glow, you can do some really cool stuff. For example, set the threshold to 65. And then lower the intensity a little bit. And increase the radius here. And then the radius, I'm going to set it to 80. And let's preview it, because maybe it's not going to be perfect just yet. Boom, we have this magic effect. Looks great, looks awesome with this glow. Man, I love glow. Glow is the best. Boom. And maybe we want to offset a little bit of this this shoot here. So maybe it comes a little bit later. And we're just going to trim it off here. Boom. And you can always play with the opacity as well to, to blend it a little bit with the background. I always try to do that. Lower the opacity a little bit. Nobody really does it, but it just sells the effect a lot better, in my opinion. And obviously, I did it too much, but it's just so you guys can actually see what's going on. But it makes it, softer to the image. And what I'm going to do is lower the opacity here, but I'm actually going to animate the opacity to go up where it starts to look fake, because right here we can see it's kind of washed out. And then here, I like to push it up a little bit until we don't see that effect anymore. And then like that, you're compensating with these two, because at the beginning, it's a little bit too bright, and at the end, it's a little bit too dark. And like that, we move it up. Okay, so some other things that you can do is create a new composition to fix this up a little bit better. This is an advanced part that you don't necessarily have to do, but all I'm doing is making a square composition that is going to be in my noise. And in here, I'm going to create a new solid layer, which is going to be my noise. And then I'm going to add fractal noise to this right here, and then set the fractal noise to dynamic progressive, and then alt-click on the stopwatch for the evolution, and write time times 200. And if we play that, we get some animation texture into our noise, which is going to look like this, and maybe a little bit faster. I'm going to set it to 600, so we can actually see what is going on. And what I like to do now is on this noise, I'm going to add a tint effect, and I'm going to click on the black and set the black to 50% gray. That way, everything that is gray is not going to be affected. Everything that is white is. Now we go back to our original composition and bring in that noise layer. So now we have this layer, and what I want to do is take my ellipse tool and create a circle around my noise. So we have something like this cut out. Press F on the keyboard and feather it quite a bit. Then I'm going to place this on the position of my magic and then create a new adjustment layer, which is going to be my displacement map. Here I'm going to add the effect called displacement map, and I'm going to add this noise to my displacement map. And so right away, if we disable this noise, we can now see if we're going to increase the horizontal displacement and the vertical one, that we are getting displacement, but only on the parts affected here. So only on the parts where this noise is located. And if we go back in this noise layer, we can always go into the transform, set the transform to something like 200, increase maybe the contrast, and go back and see the difference. And so currently we're seeing the entire composition and not the mask. So we have to go in here, effects and masks. And if you select that, it's just going to apply it to the effect of the mask. And that should be it. So now what I want to do is go back into the noise. Well, actually, before we do that, we want to see where I have my hit. That's right here. And right here, I'm going to click on the brightness stopwatch, go back, and then lower the brightness until we have pure black, and also set it to clip. Move forward, it's going to bring it to white, and then move farther away in time and set it again to one, well, actually lower the value again, so we have a perfect 50% gray. The clip is very important. That's not going to clip the colors, and it's going to allow you to get a black result. Otherwise, it's going to exceed the black, and it's going to give you even more black. Yeah, that's how it works. So now by doing that, it's going to increase the effect and lower the effect. And I did it on like an average correct timing. So let's preview this and see if we have some displacement in the background. That's always going to make magical effects look a lot better. Let's get back into the comments here. So this stream will stay live, so you can always come back to the live stream and check it out if you want. So yeah, guys, everyone that is new, don't forget to check out the deal. I think it's almost ending, so it's really grab your chance now or never. 3 hours left and 10 minutes, and then this deal ends. Any deal that you see on this website, it's at a 95% off. Link is in the description. Go and check it out. If you're a filmmaker, you're not going to regret this one. There we go. We can see here at my spell, boom. Did you see the displacement? It's probably a little bit much now, but it's just so you can see it in the video. Boom. Really cool. That makes it. And then one more thing that I like to do, we have some displacement, we have screen shake. I also like to add one more thing, and that's called the reflections. So for the reflections, we need to mask out parts where the effect is strongest and like make like a mask around myself and then add a curve. And in the curves, we want to go to the channels and go to the blue channel, increase this, boom. Go to the green channel, increase it a little bit, and go to the RGB channel, increase it a little bit for the brightness. And there we go. Press F on the keyboard to soften your mask a little bit, set it to 50 or so. And you can always readjust your mask wherever you need. Then press M on the keyboard and create a stopwatch or a mask keyframe. And then you want to just animate this mask wherever needed. And so now what you want to do is go to the beginning, press T on the keyboard, click on the opacity, go to the beginning, set it to 0. And like right here, I'm going to make it also smaller, this mask. By the way, if you want to change your mask color because you don't see it well, you can always click here and change it to something else. There we go. That's a cleaner mask. And then you go all the way till the end and you press T on the keyboard and you set the opacity to 0. And now we have some subtle reflections here that just make the effect even better. Boom. So let's preview this thing and see what we get until now. Hope you guys enjoyed so far. By the way, do you guys enjoy these live streams, or you just prefer to watch a video where it's everything concise and just, yeah, the edit is completely like deleting out all these better parts, or where I'm figuring stuff out? Or do you just enjoy chilling together, doing some VFX, and do you enjoy learning from these little mistakes and just going through the entire process? What do you guys enjoy the most? A regular video or a live stream? Please do let me know. And so if you want, you can also use one more just to see what we get here. Why not? We have this one, really cool, I love it. Going to rotate it a little bit. Place it here, press F4 on the keyboard and set it to screen. And we get it like here. I'm going to press B on the keyboard so we start our preview here, and I'm going to set the resolution to 3rd so it's going to preview a lot faster. Both are dope, both are dope. Live is better. All right. So you guys really enjoy these. Cool. Then I'm going to look into this to do some more live streams. Live streams are better because we get the whole workflow. That's true. But you do need a time to check it out as well. So, but it's definitely worth more. You're going to learn more in a live stream because that's just hands-on. So for this, I'm going to speed up the magical effects. I'm going to right-click time stretch, and set it to like 25. So I'm going to speed it up 4 times by getting 25 in the value there. Can you make a video with Element 3D and character animation using Mixamo? I'll look into that. Okay, so this is a pretty cool launch. I'm digging this. Scaling it up a little bit more. Why not? Bigger things look cool. And no, I didn't mean that in a weird way. Okay, lowering the opacity just a little bit. And so again, you can duplicate this, press S on the keyboard, scale it up even more. Press T on the keyboard, lower it even more, maybe, I don't know. Just play around, see what works. It's really... yeah, there are no real rules here. And to be honest, I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm going to press S on the keyboard and create a keyframe for the scale. And put this at the beginning, and then just, or actually at the end, somewhere here. And I'm going to just scale it down a little bit at the beginning, and position it here. Press P on the keyboard. And then a little bit further in time, I'm also going to bring it off screen. My advice for an After Effects beginner is find the right place to get started. from A to Z. And one great place is our Epic VFX Academy, which is probably going to launch somewhere close to September. But it depends on what you want to achieve. If you have like time of your life and it's a hobby and you just want to do it on your own time, YouTube is great. But if you want to get serious, if you want a mentorship, if you want feedback on your work, if you want to be able to ask questions, if you want to have a laid out program of from A to Z, just showing you everything you need to know from After Effects for any basic type of project, then anything to really get you started and to fully understand and comprehend After Effects, then yeah, a course is the better place. It is an investment, but the investment is well worth all the time you are saving from watching every single individual YouTube to figure and puzzling everything together and making your skill set from that. Also, not every single YouTuber is sharing the right information and maybe letting you do something in a much more tedious manner than it's actually necessary. So yeah, there are so many ways on getting started with Adobe After Effects. You have to know what is most priority for you. Is it your time? Is it the knowledge? Is it, for example, when I learned After Effects, I was a young kid of like 12 years old. So I didn't have the budget to go for these higher end courses. But if I would have had them, if I would have had a chance to get them, they would have definitely improved my work by far in a much more rapid pace. I would have gone from this to this, probably. But harder is also better sometimes, so depends. So now we have this little magical ball. Why not? Again, you could do these reflections here, add screen shake, add displacement, but basically that's it. If you want to change the color, you can add a hue and saturation and change the color like this. But if you go a little bit overboard, for example, right here, you're going to see that it doesn't really match anymore, or it looks a little bit janky. So if you want to fix that, you can always undo this and add an invert effect and set the invert effect to be hue. And now the hue is going to be inverted. It's going to take the opposite color of the color spectrum. And now if you add a hue and saturation, it's going to be much easier to get that opposite color. So from blue, the opposite color is orange. So if you would have like an orange fireball, you would need to invert the hue. That would be the workflow to do that. So you can see now this looks a lot more realistic than the other, the other technique that we tried. Boom. Now we have an orange fireball. And so another thing that I want to do, just one more effect that I want to add to the first one, just because I want to show you the opportunities here as well. For example, when you have an entire effect, is it right here? I think so. So right here we have an entire effect, but we only like the shockwave part. I can just click here and then add it to my timeline. Actually, can do this. Double click on it. Add it to my timeline by clicking this button instead of the other one. Otherwise, it's going to split in between. And so now I'm going to rotate this like this. Right click, transform, flip horizontal. So we have the right perspective. Bring it here and set the screen blending mode. And actually, it was the right perspective. Flip horizontal. And now if you want to scale this up, we can. Maybe we want to press Y on the keyboard and center this anchor point, or you can use this tool here. And then press S on the keyboard, click on the stopwatch, and like move it back a little bit. And set this to maybe somewhere 0 here. Okay, so now if we're going to preview that, you're going to get this shockwave while we cast also these other fireballs. And so essentially, we just cut off the first part of this element, and we just wanted to use the last element part. You can also do that. I just wanted to show you that you can, apply these effects in a lot of different ways if you want. And obviously, this is a little bit too fast, so we're going to right-click, keyframe assistance, easy ease. And again, with the graph editor, drag this in, boom, and there we go. See how smooth it looks? And so if you want to add some motion blur, you can as well. And that's going to make everything look a lot better. And so if you want, you can also drag this into your shot or just press P on the keyboard. Look what movement the camera makes. It's going to the right. So we are just going to push this also to the left a little bit. And now you're going to get a little bit of motion in there. It's going to look a little bit more real. And maybe we should start later and bring this later, right? And select all of these keyframe assistants, easy ease. It's going to make it a little bit softer. So obviously I just moved it way too much. And there we go. So this is subtle. This looks nice. I like it. Maybe a little bit more shake. Let's shake it up. And place it all the way on top, obviously. And set this to 80. So now we have a lot of shake. And I think this will be the final effect. For easy ease, you can go with F9, but I'm not doing that because otherwise that's also a hotkey to start recording on OBS. And I'm already going on a stream, so I don't want to complicate things. It's a hotkey that I prefer not to use. And also, that way everyone can easily see what I am doing. Cool. So this is how to apply magical effects to your footage. Think about reflections, think about lighting it on set if you have the chance. Light your actor with the color of the magic that you want to apply. That's also a great trick. And yeah, I'm going to leave it with this, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed this short live stream on magical effects compositing. And do check out the 5-day deal. It's definitely worth it. And 3 hours left. This is your chance to grab it at an insane discount of 95%. After this, the sale ends forever. So if you want to up your filmmaking skills and see yourself going more on vacation than working and actually achieving better results, then something like this might actually help you. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, create epic videos. Ciao.